Now we're going to get down to the nitty-gritty of what Indians are all about.
I still say we Indian people are believers in the truth. This is the way of life that was given to your people. You're born an Indian, you're going to die an Indian. Indianness is a good life. You're facing an Indian this afternoon.
Good Saturday afternoon out there, everyone, and welcome to your number one source for Native American television news. It's Native News Today. Gerald Wofford along with Jason Salzman. So glad you folks could be with us on this post-holiday week here, and hoping everybody had a good one.
Absolutely. We hope that your Memorial Day weekend was special, well spent with family and friends. And here at the Muskogee Creek Nation, we had a very special event happen earlier in this week, especially commemorative with the Memorial Day weekend.
That's right, Gerald, and what a great way to kick off the show, honoring our Muskogee prisoners of war with the new prisoner of war statue dedication at the Veterans Affairs Services office. And we only have 2 remaining prisoners of war. Could you get the trivia question on this? Who are the 2 remaining Muskogee prisoners of war?
Well, that would be Philip Kuhn and Colonel Vernon L. Wright, who were the guests in attendance.
Very good. The guest of honor on this great day. We were there at the Prisoner of War statue dedication at Muskogee Creek. Several folks in attendance this past week at the Veterans Building on the Muskogee Creek Nation Capitol Complex grounds to celebrate, remember, and thank our Muskogee Creek prisoners of war with a statue dedicated in their honor. In attendance were the only 2 remaining living Muskogee POWs, Vernon Wright of the U.S. Air Force and Philip Kuhn of the U.S. Army.
I wasn't prepared for this. Probably 30 minutes to finish it. But I will say that I feel that I owe a great deal of my life and my ability to withstand pain and to stand up for what's right. My great-grandfather, David Doyle, was Creek Indian. My mother was Creek Indian. I don't look much like it, but I got a lot of their genes. And I want to say that in my career, I fought against the Koreans, the Chinese, the North Koreans, the Vietnamese, and the Russians. And I think that I was carried through by the faith and the tenacity that I was given through my genes and my family. What a wonderful gathering. Thank you very much.
Kuhn, a survivor of the infamous Bataan Death March, talked about what helped him survive the ordeal.
We did all we could, but what brought us through, people, I don't mind saying it. I got saved in Lawrence, Kansas, as a Baptist faith, and I was in the military. And Brother Taylor would come around the day that we're going to hit the Japanese head on, both sides. We're going to challenge each other. That's what it amounted to. They're just sitting there like we were, and then who could make the first move. But when we did make the move, they decided to do the same day. So, but that's not the only thing that brought us through, people. It was a praying Christian people among our tribal Christians that brought us through. They said we got on our knees that day, that fateful day that they took y'all. But it took them 3-4 days to do that. But we just ran out of food, ammunition, and men. But we didn't run out of prayer. Thank the Lord for that.
Mr. Kuhn's son, Michael Kuhn, talked about what a wonderful surprise it was for his father to be honored in such a great way.
He didn't have a clue what was going on this morning. This was a total surprise when he seen all the honor guards when we pulled up. And he goes, "What's going on?" And he said, "Are they taking pictures today?" He said, "Are they going to take mine?" And I said, "No." I said, "You're getting honored today." And so he was just he was just bewildered when we told him that this was for him and Colonel Wright, that they were going to honor them today with this statue and everything of the POWs. So just being around Native Americans and stuff, veterans and stuff, he just really, well, just any veterans he likes being around. So, you know, he has plans to go to Andersonville, Georgia in September. He's been asked to go to the Remembering American Heroes, which is in Portland, Oregon. That's in November. So we've already had those two on his slate for this year. So he's all excited about that, being with his old friends from Montana, Portland, Oregon. It's just a lot of camaraderie from like Florida, Mississippi, up north, New York. They all come down for the Rolling Thunder. So I was glad Rolling Thunder came because it just shows how much he supports all veterans for different chapters, various groups, and it doesn't have to be just all Army. He just wants all veterans. He just loves being around veterans. So I just appreciate Creek Nation doing this for him. Well, doing it for all the veterans, not just for him and Colonel Wright, but for all our Muskogee Nation veterans and stuff that we have in our tribe. It's a good thing for the veterans and everything that when we had this, that we acknowledge our veterans and everything, not just our only POWs, but all our service Muskogee Nation veterans and stuff, you know, of every branch. And that's what brings us all together. That's why we had such a big turnout today, from the Rolling Thunder to the DAV Chapter 9 from Sapulpa, the Honor Guards from the Cherokee, Choctaw, Chickasaw, Muskogee Creek Nation, Seminole Nation, our elder chiefs from various tribes, our state capitol representatives from the state capitol are here. And so it's just a real honor to that we could have, that we still have in our presence, two of our POWs still in our tribe, and distinguished POWs that we have.
All right, great day you had for all there at the memorial site there at the Veterans Department. You know, Jason, when Native media can come together, Native outlets, so many sources can be utilized, so much more news can be covered when just a good cooperation is formed. Recently, the Muskogee Creek Nation Communications Department went over to visit the Cherokee Phoenix staff, the tribal newspaper there in Tahlequah, and just a chance to collaborate together and find out more of how Indian country can be better served.
Today we're at the Cherokee Phoenix in Tahlequah, and I had approached my former supervisor, who is Brian Pollard, and he's the editor of the Cherokee Phoenix, and asked him about partnering with his staff and coming over for a staff development day. And he was very interested, and the staff over here was really excited about having the Creek Nation Communications Muskogee Media Department coming over. And it was just a chance for the two organizations to get together, share ideas, and also for Muskogee Media to get some ideas for our own company about whether it's for the newspaper, for its multimedia. And it's very important for tribal organizations to team up like this. And there has, I feel like, been a misconception that tribes feel like they have to compete with each other, whether it's tribal newspapers competing with each other. And that's not the case. It needs to be, we're all on the same team. We're all Native media. We need to work together, and that's the only way we're going to advance and promote ourselves among mainstream media and mainstream society, is to show that we're strong when we're united. And this is a great way to do that, was to share thoughts, ideas, plan, and this is the first, what I hope of, as many of these group efforts of us working together.
What's important about the Muskogee Nation News and the Cherokee Phoenix being able to get together in a setting like this is just really a sharing of ideas, because we're in a very similar circumstance. You know, us media organizations that are striving for independence but are funded by the tribe, we have a unique set of challenges, and I think it's great when we can get together and talk about these things in an informal setting, and talk about what are the opportunities, what are the challenges, the obstacles. It's just a fantastic way for us to use our collective knowledge to work through problems.
Jason, in these hard-to-find political times with Democrats and Republicans, it's sometimes that they're so well defined that it's surprising when you do find a presidential candidate or president-elect that actually serves the opposite in a way. And I'm talking about Richard Nixon, who served in the early 70s as our president, was actually one of the most liberal presidents of all by many Native American tribes. The special event that happened in Gilcrease a couple weeks ago affirms to what he had done with his presidency.
Surprised that President Nixon actually took as many steps that led to progress for Native people that he did?
Yes, I was, but getting to know his staff and people and working within the White House structure, they were just people, and you can convince them or talk to them in the right way. It worked, and it became a very wonderful relationship with the people that I worked with then, and continues to this day as friends.
Finally, that period is looked to by many people as the genesis of tribal control. It was the end of the paternalistic BIA, and contracting came along. More tribal governments took over their own affairs. What are your thoughts there?
Oh, yes. Indian housing got organized, the Council of Energy Resource Tribes, all of these, they organized around assets like energy or housing, and so that all tribes then could belong and help each other make it happen, so that they change the policies in Washington, they could change the policies back home on their own reservation. So it really did work, and so now we have a new generation, and that's what Americans for Indian Opportunity involved in, is the ambassadors program, with a new generation of people coming up and knowing this knowledge that we went through in the 60s and carrying it forward to another generation.
Any final thoughts as you look back there?
Well, we've also been involved internationally, and we think and feel very strongly that indigenous people have a voice to say in this whole idea of globalization, that we have to think about how we're going to live together and not just who has assets, who has oil and who has gas, who has water, is even more important. So we've joined with the Maoris of New Zealand. We have friends in Bolivia, the Mayans of Guatemala, Mexico, some places in Mexico. But we're reaching out in Japan with the Japanese Ainus. The Ainus of Japan have said that they're the indigenous people. So there we go.
Well, Don Harris, it's a pleasure. We appreciate your time. It's good to see you.
Thank you. It's my pleasure to find you again.
You know, if you've been watching the show here lately, you've noticed that we've been really pubbing the Okmulgee to Okmulgee Trail of Tears commemorative bicycle tour, and it's involving the Muskogee Creek Nation Museum and Cultural Center's John Beaver and Justin Giles in a collaborative effort to go back to the homelands in Okmulgee, Georgia, have a big send-off there, come all the way back, and John's going to ride his bike the whole journey, stopping at historical sites along the way. But we had a big send-off at Muskogee Creek Nation for them this week.
Today is a very emotional, historic day as we embark on a trip back to our original homelands in Georgia, Alabama, to retrace the steps of our forefathers and foremothers through a different transportation system, if you will. It says a lot about we as Muskogee people. It says a lot about who we are as far as endurance, as far as our faith, as far as who we are in terms of sustaining our tradition and culture. I'm very pleased to have just a small part of the send-off ceremony this morning. I'm very proud of the efforts of John Beaver and Justin Giles on seeing this project come to fruition. There's going to be a number of us that are elected officials, as well as our elders, who, by the way, left this morning. It's going to be a very emotional time on 10 a.m. Saturday as the trip officially begins from Okmulgee, Georgia, to Okmulgee, Oklahoma.
I guess the day is here, so I guess we're really going to do this. I want to thank everyone for coming out and showing support for this event. I think just to touch on just a few things that have been mentioned up here. this is, we're a tribe, we're a large family, and the removal, if there's one thing amongst many things that really, I think, binds us together as Creek people here in Muskogee, it is the removal. That's how we all ended up here. Our ancestors came here before us, and so that's a part of what we want to. We do want to acknowledge that as a part of this project. As I said, it's great to see everyone out showing their support for this project. We're proud that we're happy that it's come off the way that it's developed. But it has involved, just like has been mentioned, while I might be the only writer this year, it has involved a team much like it does involve a tribe to pull something like this off. And we've had, I want to just acknowledge those that have, along the way, that have helped us out. The Veterans Program has been very supportive of this program through all kinds of support. We've had the support and help from the health division, health department has helped us with that. We've had tourism. Tourism has been great. They were on board since the very beginning of this, and I want to say thanks to them, the emergency response team for providing some assistance, and the first aid kit, which hopefully we don't have to use. We're looking forward not to using that. We've been able to work with the National Park Service. They've been great, the various local agencies in Georgia and Alabama. So this has been a very sort of collaborative effort, and I think this is sort of a new direction. This is going to be a new direction for Creek Nation, is what we're looking for in terms of these projects. It takes collaborative efforts to get projects like this off the ground. I'm not going to talk too long because we actually have to hit the road, and I actually have to get some sleep before we get started. But I do want to say thank you again. Thanks everyone for coming out and supporting this project. It does mean a lot. We look forward to seeing some of you there in Georgia and Alabama, hopefully somewhere along the way during this trip, because this is it's not just about us or about this department. It's about Creek Nation.
This project is really about our tribe, our culture, our people. John and I may be on the trail, but again, we're representing all of our people here. This is very much, as you said, this is our family here. We want to make sure that our family story is told and is known throughout the country, especially in our ancestral homelands here and also in Oklahoma. A couple of things, Technology Communications is another department that's been working with us. They're going to be with us here for the first week, do a lot of documenting of our experiences on the trail there. Also want to mention again, we're going to be doing as much as we can daily updates on our blog through our museum website, which is www.muskogeenationmuseum.org. So go ahead and visit that blog site, and John and I will be doing our best to get pictures uploaded, our comments, how we feel. Again, all this is to bring our ancestral homelands and make sure that connection to the Southeast is made more prevalent and more apparent to us as Muskogee people. With that, again, we're so appreciative. We're looking to get on the road here. This has been the last couple months here of planning and preparation. Hopefully, I brought everything with me, including my wallet, which I keep on tapping, making sure I have that. But again, thank you for keeping us in our prayers. We're going to need some strength. Of course, John's going to be leading the charge here on the bike, and I will be in our mobile command unit, making sure that he's okay and making sure that, again, everything gets uploaded, and that way we have all of our story told every day on our website. Again, Monota Chief, Second Chief, and Speaker for coming out, and everybody else. Keep it short and simple, but again, keep us in your thoughts. We're going to be keeping Muskogee Creek Nation in our hearts and our prayers as well, too. The arduous journey that we're going to make, and make sure that this story is told not by just one tribe, but all tribes that experience the Trail of Tears. So with that, I'm going to hand back over to Chief here. Mono, again, thank you all for coming out.
Well, the month of June is upon us, and that means the Muskogee Creek Nation Festival.
And we will be meeting with the Tourism and Recreation fellas to get us up to speed on all the things that are going to be going on at the Creek Nation Festival this year. I'm sure a lot of you out there know, been getting ready, making the plans to come back for the big homecoming. You know, it is a big Creek Nation homecoming every year, the festival, and we thought with that in mind, just as we do just about every year this time of year, get with Willow and the guys over at the Tourism and Recreation Department to get us up to speed on everything at the festival. Here with Muskogee Creek Nation Tourism and Recreation as we get ready for this year's big festival, and I'm with the man to talk to you about it. It's this William Lowe. He's the Director of Tourism and Recreation at Muskogee Creek Nation. Everybody out there knows the festival is our big event every year in June. Sort of a, for you and I, you know, coming from Eufaula, homecoming's such a big deal. Sort of a homecoming for the Creek Nation, and this year will be no different. Lots of great events, and you guys are so excited about it.
Oh, we're very excited. This year our event is June 21 through June 24. It starts Thursday night with the stomp dance, free public dinner with cultural foods, and then Friday, June the 22nd, we start playing softball. The whole council house downtown will be set up with all native arts and craft vendors, the whole nine. We're out here at the Omniplex right now. All the food vendors, arts and craft vendors will be here as well. Friday is the big kickoff for our Red Dirt concert series, which we'll have a young man named Justin Adams from Nashville playing. He'll be the opener for the Taylor Atkinson Band, who is the opener for the Eli Young Band. So
music all night.
Very excited, yes. And then Saturday, to top things off, we have a Native American entertainment lineup with Chabon Tiger playing. It'll start about 1 o'clock. He'll start it off, Chabon Tiger will. Joey Harjo will follow him. A young gentleman out of Miami, Florida named Stinjati, who grew up in Holdenville, will be after her. And then Smiling Vic will finish the performance during the day. And then we'll gear up for the Temptations and Gladys Night Saturday evening.
So all kinds of things, a wide range of entertainment throughout the day. And it's neat because it's a little bit of a different from the past festivals when you just have those acts at that night, the entertainment. You know, all day you can come to this meeting ground, really. Look, it's the center of the Omniplex. Lots of people moving through here, like you said, with the arts and crafts and the different food vendors. And why not hear some music all day long? It's a nice little change up.
Exactly, you know, and our MCs will be pushing and announcing everything throughout the day, just a little different than last year's event. And, you know, we really want to showcase all of our food vendors, our arts and craft vendors, because, you know, just like everyone else knows, they endure the heat and, you know, they come out and set up early and set out here, and, you know, hopefully people will just come by and see all of our vendors. So, yeah.
Yeah, and it's become such a big event, the festival, and it's almost branded itself really with the way that we can market it and push it to people out there that may not know about what we do every June, and come down and see our big festival, see our complex, see our Omniplex here, all the improvements we've made, not only to this place here, the amphitheater, but the softball fields, as we can see over there, new gift shop, and a place where they can go to the bathroom out here and everything like that. So it's wonderful. Lots of benches and trash cans out too. But I want to talk to a couple other guys you got out here with you in your office. Ryan Logan, mentioning the branding of the festival itself. You know, we're going to be having merchandise out there too that people can keep and always have. You know, 30 years from now, your kids will be grown and they'll go, wow, this is a cup from the 2012. You know, now we think 2012, it's so new and fresh, but that, you know, one of these days it'll be that back in the day. So they can get a cup and a t-shirt, things like that. Talk a little bit about what we got offered.
Well, this year we try to change it up every year with the festival, bring something new that someone's not expecting that they'll love. This year we have our festival cups, and we're selling those now. We've already had a great response. This is our second order. People love them. They're flying off the shelves. We have them in 3 different colors. They're selling for $5. It's great. People love them. We just want someone to enjoy something, have something that's, you know, economically great. You know, it's just something fresh this year.
Wonderful.
Now, something we always have every year, of course, is the Coveted Festival T-shirt. This year, here's the logo for this year, of course. And this year we have, thank you. This year we have it in white, we have it gray, black, pink, and then the blue. Every year you see us in blue shirts and everybody wants them. This year they can buy them themselves.
All right, great.
So the volunteers will still be in a blue shirt, but we want to be a different color. So.
Now, where are they going to be able to get the t-shirts and things like that?
It's going to be at the gift shop every year where it is. The t-shirts are going to be selling for $10 right now in our offices, as well as during the festival, and the cups are for $5. So.
Great price, great price. You know, we played in a few softball tournaments where we had to pay a lot more than $10 just to fight for a t-shirt.
Exactly, that's right. Definitely.
I want to talk to Brian too. Brian on the Hill, you know, we talked about the t-shirt and the logo on it and everything like that. And you talk about the festival's motto, and what I think about is constant values. We're always thinking about, not only, you know, it is 2012, this modern day, we're constantly thinking about ways to infiltrate our culture and heritage into every single thing we do, and that goes for the logo and the signature and everything on the festival, right?
Right. Like you're talking about our logo and our motto, our constant values. You can see that a constant value is from the Mississippian design that's on the posters and on the brochures that are available for you throughout town and at different community centers and things like that. So you can see all the information that is available. And another way that we're infiltrating that culture throughout the festival is our cornstalk shoot, which the range opens on Thursday. We'll have events on Friday, and then on that Saturday at 9 o'clock that morning, they'll have the youth cornstalk shoot, and I think that afternoon at 3 o'clock there will be the adult cornstalk shoot. And there's also cultural arts and crafts there as well. We'll have the cultural arts and crafts downtown at the council house on Saturday from 10 to 4. And there's just kind of cultural things going on all throughout the weekend, and that's just part of the festival. That's what makes the festival, along with all the other things that make up contemporary Muskogee life.
In many ways, you come to the Muskogee Creek Nation Festival, you get to walk into the past. You know, you go over. There's Cherokee shooting with Creeks at the cornstalk shoot, friendly competition. I know sometimes it gets a little heated over there, but a friendly competition. It's a lot of fun for everyone. Like you said, the arts and crafts. A lot of art vendors too be out for the festival, so it's a great chance to get ingrained in all things Muskogee, whether you be an art fan, entertainment fan, a fan of traditional games, a fan of our now modern games of softball, you know, slow pitch, fast pitch going on. I know everybody loves that. So these guys are going to be working hard for the next couple weeks, making sure it's a great event. We know it will be at Native News Today, so everybody come on out, and totally free to the public. Can't stress that enough. You do not have to pay a cent to come out here. Bring the whole family and have a wonderful time while seeing the Muskogee Creek Nation.
And that's going to bring us to another thrilling conclusion of another great episode of Native News Today. Our thanks to everyone that made each story this week so spectacular and so memorable.
Absolutely, and we want to thank each and every one of them, Gerald, like you said, but also out there, folks, keeping in your thoughts and prayers, as Gerald likes to always say, through the magic of television, himself and a lot of our brothers and sisters here at the communications department and with John Beaver and Justin Giles will be on the road right now, and so everybody out there, keep everyone in your thoughts. Safe travels, the Alt-Mulgee to Alt-Mulgee bicycle tour, and if you don't mind, Gerald, just for a few seconds, talk a little bit about what it's going to mean for you to you know, we always talk about Creek homelands and culture, to be able to really see it, feel it, touch it, and you know, everything there, and where we actually were before removal, it'll have to be special for you.
It will be a very historical trip, I must admit, Jason. Again, by this time right now, we should be in Macon, Georgia, probably winding down a commemorative event that will take place that morning. A lot of the tribal officials will be there as well. And then throughout the week, a lot of events are happening in the state of Alabama, specifically around Montgomery, Alabama. Yeah. Fort Toulouse will be made later in this next coming week. And then as well, next Monday, culminating in the Horseshoe Bend battlefield site. And of course, we'll be capturing a lot of the events out there, and we'll be bringing that back and sharing that all with you here.
Yeah, and it's going to be great because we can not only keep a running log of the trip ourselves here on Native News Today, but we'll be getting input from you as well, and some things of that nature. But we're just so glad you guys are going, and we're sending people from the Muskogee Nation News, the newspaper, and so it's going to be fully covered. We're very glad to be a part of it and honored to you know, remember such a tragic thing in our past, but something to where we can say we're still here, we've endured, and it's a great thing. So. And
of course, logging on to those as well as watching past episodes, they can
check us out on the homepage, Creek Nation homepage, www.muskogeenation-nsn.gov. Or just Google in Creek Nation homepage; it'll bring you right to us. So, Gerald, take us out of here.
For producer Jared Moore and all those that here make this so great, you take care. God bless.
And we'll see you soon.